In the vast cosmic expanse, where stars flicker and fade into the abyss of the unknown, there exists a truth that transcends mere talent or ambition. Greatness, in its purest form, is not a consequence of fleeting circumstances, but rather the manifestation of a singular, unyielding force, the mind. And among those who have unlocked this hidden power, few shine as brightly as Cristiano Ronaldo. His name, synonymous with success, symbolizes not just the culmination of physical prowess, but the profound mastery over the self. Yet, the question remains: what lies beneath the surface of his success? What invisible thread binds him to the pinnacle of achievement? The answer, though deceptively simple, is profound: mindset, the unshakable belief in one's own potential. Ronaldo's journey isn't just a story of an athlete who conquered the world's most popular sport. It is a narrative of a relentless will that refused to be anything but extraordinary. His path has been one of discipline, sacrifice, and a commitment to continuous growth. When asked what separates the best players from the rest, Ronaldo's response resonates with the power of simplicity and clarity. The best players follow the best. This statement isn't just a surface-level observation. It's an invitation to look deeper, to understand that the greatest do not just mimic the actions of their idols. They internalize their mindset, the subtle nuances of their approach to life. It is not the superficial actions that elevate one to greatness, but rather the deeper, more intrinsic commitment to constant self-improvement. In a world driven by competition, the desire to be the best is not merely a personal ambition, it is a primal force. To become the greatest, one must first acknowledge that there is always someone else who is striving to surpass you. There is no room for complacency. This is the core of Ronaldo's philosophy. He embraces competition, not as an enemy, but as the very catalyst for his growth. He knows that in every challenge, in every rival, there is an opportunity to evolve, to push beyond the boundaries of his own limitations. Competition is not a threat to be feared, but a natural element of the process that fuels greatness. The universe itself is governed by unseen forces, forces that shape the stars and planets, pushing them into orbits that stretch across time. Similarly, Ronaldo's growth is governed by these invisible forces of mental discipline and perseverance. He has made it clear: there is no room for distractions, for complacency, or for idleness. His success is not an accident. It is the product of countless hours of dedication, sacrifice, and mental fortitude. To be the best, he says, you cannot waste time. You cannot rest too much. You cannot afford to slack off because someone else, somewhere, is working harder to surpass you. This is the mindset of a true champion, someone who understands that the path to greatness is not an easy one. It is a path filled with obstacles, challenges, and relentless competition. Yet, it is these very challenges that fuel the fire within. The greatest athletes know that they must rise above the ordinary and embrace the discomfort of pushing beyond their limits. Ronaldo, more than anyone, exemplifies this truth. He has transcended the concept of competition as a threat and redefined it as a force that propels him toward new heights. However, Ronaldo's journey is not solely defined by the external forces of competition and rivalry. At its core, his success is a reflection of the most powerful force within him, his mentality. The most important thing for me is mentality, he states. Being a professional footballer is about discipline, focus, and helping your team. And this all depends on your mentality, on how you speak to yourself, on how you deal with the challenges and the sacrifices that come your way. This is the essence of his success, the understanding that greatness is born from the mind, from the thoughts we choose to nurture and the beliefs we choose to cultivate. Ronaldo does not leave his fate in the hands of others. He is not swayed by the opinions of coaches, media, or fans. His success is built upon the foundation of self-belief and mental resilience. It is this inner strength, this unshakable confidence in his own abilities, that has propelled him to the top. Each day you live is an opportunity to build and fortify your inner self. Life is constantly changing, shifting, and presenting new challenges. But the one thing that can remain consistent is the strength of your mind. Over time, everything external can be stripped away from you. your possessions, status, even your loved ones. But the question you must ask yourself is, what remains when all that is taken? What is left is not just your survival instincts, but your essence, your core strength, your unshakable will. If you train your mind to remain steady in the face of hardship, then the external world can do little to truly harm you. No matter the tempest that may rage around you, when your inner world is strong and unyielding, you are impervious to the chaos outside. Life will test you with its storms, but how you respond is what defines your fate. Are you tossed about by every gust of wind, or do you stand firm, grounded in reason and understanding? To remain centered in the eye of the storm is the true measure of strength. It is the ability to control what is within your power and not be shaken by what is outside your influence. When you can maintain peace within yourself, despite the turbulence around you, you become an unbreakable force. This inner fortitude is the foundation for a life free of unnecessary suffering and fear. The power of acceptance and detachment. We all face struggles, but the mark of someone who has truly mastered themselves lies in their ability to accept life's trials with grace and resilience. In the grand scheme of existence, difficulties are not injustices or burdens to be resented. They are part of the natural order. Life is in constant flux, and suffering is an integral aspect of that change. To fight against this reality is to waste energy on things beyond your control. Instead of resenting the hardships life sends your way, embrace them. Recognize that every challenge holds an opportunity for growth. The trials we face, no matter how painful, shape us into stronger, more resilient beings. They strip away the illusions that hold us back and force us to confront the parts of ourselves that need attention and healing. It is through adversity that our true strength and character emerge. What harm can truly come to someone who is not afraid of a simple life? A life rooted in the acceptance of what is, not what might be. When we let go of the need for things beyond our control, we find freedom. Freedom to live authentically. Freedom to find strength not in material success, but in our ability to endure, to adapt, and to remain true to our own essence. Letting go of desire, finding true power. There is a great paradox in life. The more we desire power, approval, and wealth, the further we drift from true strength. It is only when we release our attachment to these external validations that we find boundless power. Power does not come from accumulating things or gaining the approval of others. True power comes from within. It is the quiet strength of someone who is no longer swayed by the shifting tides of public opinion or the fleeting nature of material wealth. When we free ourselves from the need to prove ourselves, when we stop looking for external validation, we reclaim our authentic selves. In that reclamation lies true power, the kind of power that cannot be taken away because it does not depend on external forces. This power is grounded in self-awareness and self-acceptance. It is a calm, unwavering strength that allows us to navigate the world without fear of judgment or failure. True wealth is not measured by the abundance of possessions, but by the depth of inner peace and satisfaction we find in ourselves. When we stop yearning for riches and embrace the richness of a life lived in harmony with our values, we acquire a wealth that transcends anything material. This wealth is not subject to the whims of fate, and it cannot be taken from us, for it resides in the most secure place, our hearts and minds. The power of perception, seeing challenges as opportunities. Life's difficulties are inevitable. We all face setbacks, loss, and hardships. But how we perceive those challenges is what truly determines our emotional and mental state. When we face adversity, do we see it as an obstacle that seeks to undermine us? Or do we see it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to strengthen ourselves? The way we frame our experiences in our minds plays a monumental role in how we respond to them. Our perception is everything. The same event can be seen as a misfortune or as a lesson, depending on how we choose to interpret it. Those who view difficulties as unjust and unfair will often be consumed by anger, frustration, and bitterness. But those who see them as stepping stones, as opportunities to grow stronger, will find peace amidst the struggle. The choice is always within us.